Hey everyone, Michelle Alexandria here coming at you with a review of Titans TV show on DC Universe's brand new streaming service. Rejoice, DC fans, you finally had the Batman you've always wanted to see on television. Only it's not Batman, it's Robin, and he's kicking so much ass that I was giggling like a schoolgirl. I didn't talk about my reaction to the Comic-Con trailer in July because I was decidedly mad about it. And frankly, I hate talking about doing reactions and talking about trailers. I invented that stick, you know. My initial reaction was, oh joy, a dark, grim Robin. How original. I brushed the show off as just going for the look. Hey, how edgy we are. Tee-hee, fuck Batman. However, Titans is much more than that, and I was blown away by how much I'm loving this show. The launch trailer did not do the series justice. WB made the first 3 episodes of the season available for review, and I don't want to delve too much into plot points because it kind of blends together to me, and I don't want to spoil eps 2 and 3, but I may do some recaps of those future episodes. But I do like where things are headed. Okay, I have no idea where this show is headed. At the moment, the loosely based plot is really character driven, and that's a great thing. The first episode is driven mostly from Raven's point of view. Actually, the first 3 episodes are all driven from Raven's point of view. She's a troubled girl who is plagued with weird powers and vivid nightmares. She has dreams of watching Dick Grayson's parents die, and Dick Grayson is played by Britton. I don't even know how to say his last name. I actually met the guy a couple of times. You may remember him from from the last Pirates of the Caribbean movie. He was the kid who worked. He was actually the Swans kids. I forgot their names right now, and it's been a long time since I've seen that bad movie. But basically, she watched Dick Grayson's parents die, so now she doesn't know if what she saw was real or if it was a nightmare or what's going on with her, because she's never met him. But she senses a connection with him. When her mother is brutally murdered, she goes on the run, and her instincts takes her directly to Dick. It's basically nightmare voices in her head telling her where to go. Essentially, is what's happening. When we catch up with Dick Grayson, it's been a year since he left Batman, and a month since he's been in the Detroit Police Department. In this short time there, he has developed a reputation as a loner who doesn't want a partner. It's kind of funny because they ask, well, what happened to his last partner? And the captain says, who the hell knows? He may have been gassed by the Joker. It's Gotham after all. So that was kind of funny. He's currently obsessed with tracking down a criminal who was acquitted for attacking a young girl. This is where the now famous fight scene from the trailers kick off. The full sequence on a big 55-inch TV is breathtakingly filmed, especially on my LG OLED. It looks amazing. When the bad guys spot Robin, they immediately ignore him and look to the sky, waiting for the inevitable moment when his partner drops in. When they realize it's just Robin, they immediately relax and laugh at him. You can see Dick isn't happy about the reaction and puts a little extra oomph into his brutal takedown. It's really funny. I dare you to... He's basically saying, I dare you to disrespect me. Of course, he doesn't say that, but it's implied. I added that line in my head while I was watching that. I dare you disrespect me. I'm not Batman. I'm my own person, and I'm going to kick your ass for that disrespect. That's kind of how I read his facial reactions. From the moment Robin lands in the middle of the pack to start his ass kicking, this entire sequence flips everything we know about Robin and the idea of vigilantism on its head. It's not sanitized and clean like we're used to seeing in comics in past series. You see every punch, splatter of blood, feel and hear the crunch of bones. His legs and arms are broken. It is pretty stunning to watch. It really is. There's a moment where Robin breaks a car windshield and drags the guy's face across the broken glass. And you can see the blood and the scar and everything. It's pretty awesome. He drags him out of the car and beats the living hell out of him with his staff. I was like, ooh, my God, I winced. I actually literally winced and grimaced at that beatdown that he gave the guy. I actually thought he was going to kill him. I mean, I'm like, this is definitely a superhero comics because in real life, that beating Robin made on the guy would have killed any normal man. Throughout the first 3 episodes, he continues to say he left Batman because he was scared he'd become like him. But from the first fight sequence, I couldn't help but think, geez, guy, you already like him. So it was pretty funny every time he said that. I'm like, did you not just drag a guy's head through the thingy and he broke people's arms and legs and bones and everything else? And you're saying you don't want to be like Batman. Okay. While Titans at times is too in love with the freedom Ben on a paid streaming service provides, it mostly works and isn't as gratuitous as the trailers lead you to believe. The full fight sequence from the trailer was so bloody and violent that my mouth dropped open in the sheer awe at what I was seeing. It is truly stunning, people. Generally speaking, I loathe this trend of making shows dark, gritty, and over-the-top violent because a lot of times it's done at the expense of the story. And it's done just as pure shock value. It's why I hated shows like Game of Thrones, American Gods, and Westworld. The story was the violence and cheap sex scenes and at the expense of telling a story. And I know it's blasphemous to say that, but the first 5 or 6 episodes of each of those shows were just designed to shock people because they knew they were telling a long story that took time to build, so they wanted to hook you in with the sex and violence. They don't do that on Titans. Even though they do that in the trailer, that's not really what's happening on Titans. They actually do take the time to establish and build the story before that first fight scene takes place. And maybe it's because I already know who the characters are, then I don't feel like I need a lot of build-up or introduction to them. Like, I'm a Teen Titans fan, but I don't know a whole lot about their history. But by the same token, I know who Dick Grayson is. I know who Firestar is. And I kind of know who Raven is, so I don't need a whole detailed backstory on these characters. But that's one of the drawbacks to the first 3 episodes because we are getting introduced to these characters slowly. The only character who knows who he is, sort of, is Dick Grayson. Raven doesn't know who she is, and then when we meet Firestar, we meet her when she first wakes up on Earth and she's in a car accident in Vienna, Austria, or wherever Vienna is. I'm a student of public schools, people. I don't know about geography. So basically, she doesn't know who she is, so she's just wandering around trying to piece together who she's supposed to be. And Firestar encounters a bunch of mobsters, and basically she fries them. And the special effects, the Firestar special effects is actually pretty excellent. You can tell this show is spending money. It's spending some really good money on the special effects because this is the sequence from the trailer when the guy shoots the bullet into her and she flames out. She burns those people a lot. It's pretty gruesome to watch. And that's when she discovers the photo of Raven. And all of a sudden, she senses a connection to Raven and seeks to find Raven. So that's how they try to bring all these characters together. Basically, Raven is going to be the glue to bring everyone together. And Raven's mother is brutally killed in the first couple of minutes, which leads her to run away, and that's how she ends up meeting with Dick Grayson. But once you get over the brutality of the fight sequence, which really doesn't come until the halfway mark, as I said, the episode cuts to introduction character, and I already talked about it, but basically Starfire is played by Anna Diop, and I don't like this actress much at all, but I'm not going to blame her because right now her character just doesn't have much to do. But I do blame the writers and producers for putting her into that stupid hooker outfit. It looks horrible. It's cheap. It's cheesy, and I'm hoping they get rid of it soon. Unfortunately, it lasts for the first 3 episodes, so I'm not sure when they're going to change her clothes. But she's by the end of the 3rd episode, Firestar finally hooks up with Dick Grayson and Raven, and they start bringing the characters together by the end of the 3rd episode. So hopefully that outfit will change fairly quickly after that. The only thing I don't like about Titans is the fact that it drives me nuts that DC Universe is releasing this thing on a weekly basis. So it premieres tomorrow. It premieres on the 4th. It premieres October 4th at New York Comic Con. And then it starts airing every Friday on October 12th. And I think that's really crummy marketing because it kind of cheap. It screws over the people who are paying for the service because the people at Comic-Con, at New York Comic-Con, are going to see the pilot before the people who are actually paying to see this thing gets to see it. And those people are going to be spoiled because everyone's going to be tweeting about it by right after the screening. And it screens, I think, October 4th at like 7 p.m. is when they're going to have the big screening of this. Or maybe it's going to be Friday. I'm not quite sure, but one of those days. And that's a full week of giving people a chance to really spoil it for the people who are actually paying to see this. Not to mention the fact that Netflix has shown us the way. We're paying for streaming services. I expect all shows on streaming services to be bingeable. I want every show dropped at that time. But you know why they're not doing it? They're not doing it because they're stretching it out because A, they don't have enough content to justify paying for the service on a monthly basis right now, and B, by stretching it out, because it's 10 episodes, by stretching it out over 3 months, that means you have to pay for the service for 3 months to get the entire thing. I would advise waiting until the end of the 3-month period and just watching it as one binge. But I really hate the way DC Universe is doing the service, where all their new programming is basically they're promising a new episode of something every single week starting October 12th. So what they're going to do is you're going to get a weekly episode of Titans until it burns off at the end of December, and then January you get the new Young Justice. So you get 10 episodes of Young Justice on a weekly basis for a few months until that burns off. Then you probably get Doom Patrol or something like that, and that's how they're going to say we're giving you something new every single week on the service. But in reality, it's only one new show every couple of months, and I think that's kind of iffy business plan. However, I do love this show a lot. I really recommend you guys get it. Don't listen to the haters. This show is actually surprisingly great. So talk to you guys later. Bye.